Hello, this is President Porker, and
his editor.
we are doing our first non-gaming video, but it's gonna be related to gaming as we're rating all the origins. Well, the first 9 and the extra origins. Dragonborn, because that's Axe. That's his favorite, and then he also just wanted to do the monkey.
Porker takes care of me. This is nice.
Well, let's get into it so we don't make this an hour-and-a-half long video.
Yeah. Well, first, to start off, the human. Pretty F tier if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, usually it wouldn't be that. Actually, you know what?
D tier.
D tier. Because it's not the worst, because there are some that...
Like speed running. The human is best for speed running.
Probably not, actually. But anyway, as I was saying, that if you want just standard gameplay, you can do this. There are also some that makes the gameplay worse than if you were just human. So I wouldn't call it a D tier. Well, an F tier. I'd call it more of a D tier, since it's still not an origin that gives enough power.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Next is Avian.
I'm gonna pull up my list here.
Alright.
And we're gonna read the powers.
Avian. I am in control of the mouse. Whee. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Please forgive me.
Okay. Now, Avian. They have permanent slow falling. That's pretty good. They run a bit faster.
Very good.
They have to sleep at high altitudes and can't eat meat. Now, I don't think we should count the speed thing, because there are plenty of origins that can outrun it.
Yeah. So
just by using their special stuff.
I'd rate that pretty C tier. Better than the human, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the slow falling, then it'd probably be D tier or F tier. Maybe not F tier, but... Sorry. C tier.
Not B tier? It's not that good?
Okay.
Now, there are a few S tiers in here.
Yes. But Arachnid. You can climb walls. That's toggleable. I wrote down has a cobweb attack. I now know that's not actually what it is. Because...
It's like you can craft cobwebs.
Yeah, you can craft cobwebs with 2 string. And it has 7 hearts and can only eat meat.
C tier.
Give reasons for it.
I mean, crafting cobwebs. You can get cobwebs with shears.
Yeah, but with this you don't have to use the 2 iron to get cobwebs.
Still, when would you need to craft cobwebs?
Well,
I'm only rating this a C tier because it's not worse than the human because it can climb walls.
Well, if you let me finish my thought, it's helpful for if you're on the server like the Lifesteal SMP, if that had origins, then that could be very handy because that means you could get more cobwebs faster instead of having to find them at spider spawners and places that usually spawn cobwebs, like abandoned mine shafts.
Well, still, I'd rate it C tier. What would you rate it?
I'd rate it B.
No, it's not that high.
It's actually...
Only if there was something between C and B tier.
It's... In my opinion, it has a lot more going for it. I don't really care about the can only eat meat because that takes out stuff like golden apples. But meat is the most
abundant.
Yeah, abundant and easy to get resource. Well, food resource in Minecraft. I know this isn't very professional, but rock, paper, scissors for it.
Yes, rock, paper.
Let's go.
2 out of 3?
Yep.
Alright,
Okay,
it's C tier.
It's C. I know you guys could see none of that. Like, absolutely none of it. But next is the Elitrian. The Elitrian always has an equipped Elytra and can still wear chestplate. It takes double the damage to kinetic energy. Can launch yourself into the air every 30 seconds, like 20 blocks or so. And then it does double damage while flying. Meaning if you're flying, you do extra damage. And then can only wear up to chain armor. And receives a stacking weakness and slowness when in a low roof area.
I'd rate this pretty A tier.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So you agree with A tier?
Let me think.
Because I'm thinking it's either A or B tier.
Yeah,
it's not quite S tier.
Yeah. I have to say, the armor is pretty detrimental. I guess you can make up for it if you get, like, full prot. Oh, what did I just do?
Kitty cat.
Oh, our cat Charlie is now here.
Hello, Charlie. How are you?
Okay, well, yeah, we'll just drop it in A tier. If we change our minds later, we can change it. But next is the Blazeborn. It does not take fire damage and actually does more damage while burning. It's immune to wither and hunger, but it takes damage when touching water and spawns in the nether.
A tier.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Next one is my favorite, though. It's Piglin.
S tier. S tier. It's a pig.
No,
S tier. S tier. It's
But-
a pig.
Okay. I would like to rate it that high, but is
Yeah, it's sadly not that high.
gold items are better. Piglins won't attack you. Gold breaks slower. You do 75% more damage with the crossbow. You have 2 less hearts. I think that's actually supposed to be 3. You can only eat meat. Every material, tool, and armor besides gold and netherite breaks faster. If you stay in the overworld, you become for longer than 15 seconds. You get immune to fire, but you also get slowness. And you spawn in the nether. Now, I have to say,
It's pretty B tier.
so, it's pretty good. Especially with the stuff of spawning in the nether. But, I have to say, I don't think other materials breaking faster other than gold and netherite really matters that much if you spawn in the nether and can get as much gold as you want. It's more readily available than any other resource.
Yeah. And if you got some, like, black stone, you can make a furnace. And you could probably get silk touch and mine those nether gold ores to get actual ingots instead of nuggets.
Yeah. But I also don't think staying in the overworld too long is too bad.
Yeah.
Because the only downfall is slowness, but you also become immune to fire. It goes away if you re-enter the nether. But I think that if you've been in the nether long enough and you have, like, speed potions, you can get up to, like, normal speed.
Okay. Well,
Which one do you think? B or A tier?
thinking about that, I think it's pretty A tier. What do you think?
Okay. I'm good with A tier. Okay, next up on the list is Phantom. So, the Phantom can go into a Phantom form and walk through solid blocks. In that Phantom form, you go invisible, but anything you're carrying or any armor you're wearing is still visible. You get hungrier faster when in this Phantom state. You have 7 hearts, and you burn in the daylight unless you're invisible. So, what do you think that one is? That's pretty good.
I think it's B tier.
I don't know.
Because it's not quite S tier, but I don't think it's A tier material either, so. B tier.
I don't know. This one, I like it.
The silences always sound bad on camera, like we're giving each other looks. We don't give each other, like, we don't look at each other during these recordings much. We mostly look at the laptop.
Yeah, but know if it's A or B tier in my book.
Rock, paper, scissors.
But I was about to say that just to not have to argue, well, I'll put in B tier, just like you.
So now we have neither of the extremes. We don't have an S tier or an F tier, but that's gonna change in the next few minutes.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
But
there's definitely some F tiers in here, and there's definitely some S tiers.
Okay, so Florian. It's actually really good. So, if you sneak on and right click on a plant, you actually help it grow.
Infinite bone meal.
At the exchange of some hunger.
Oh, come on.
Now, it's not all bad. You don't lose hunger when in the sun.
Okay.
And also, if you're in the sun and you don't have any, are at least a little bit hungry, the sun will regen your hunger.
Nice.
You do more damage in water, but you take double damage from fire, and you can only eat honey, which isn't too bad.
Yeah. What I was thinking of was the truffle.
Truffle, that one's next. We'll talk about that in a moment. But
this is pretty A tier, actually.
Yeah, probably pretty A tier. We got a lot of them in A tier.
Now, truffle, absolute hot garbage.
Yeah, this may be our first F tier, and if not, it's D tier.
Like, this is down there. This is down there.
Yeah. Let's see here. So, Truffle, you can, using your primary ability, you can switch between three caps. Red, which gives you strength. Green, which gives you resistance. And blue, which gives you speed.
I am
but
speed.
These only happen whenever you're on mycelium.
Bro. What?
Say, sneaking on and right-clicking on dirt turns it into mycelium, but you lose some hunger. You don't get saturated by the mycelium, though. And
this is more garbage than I thought.
Food is less nutritious, and it doesn't give you any status effects.
Bro, this is down there. This is way down at F tier. Like,
yeah.
Dang.
I tried Truffle to give it a chance, because I didn't think Florian or Merlin we'll get to later, were either going to be that good. And I actually liked them. But when I tried Truffle, it was the worst origin I ever played as.
The worst origin I've ever played as is next. The monkey.
Yeah.
Let me explain this one. You can't go in water. You cannot eat meat. But oh, there's a bright side. You have a grappling hook. And that's all.
Yeah. So, Hold on. So you said you can't go in water and can't eat meat.
Yeah.
You also have to either sleep at high altitudes or on leaves.
Nope.
Yeah, that was part of it. I saw that. I read the origin at one point.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's even more garbage than I thought. Only if there was like a Z tier.
Now,
Z tier would be like absolute hottest of hot garbage.
Hold on. Can I do this?
Z tier.
Let's do it. Capital Z.
Z. Oh! Z tier.
And there it goes. Hold on it.
Z tier.
Options. That doesn't look like we can make it. But
Z tier.
let me explain the grappling hook real quick. So, it's sort of like... So you launch a fishing rod at something, and then you press it again to go towards that. Now that sounds pretty good if it wasn't for... It has a very small range, and whenever you do it, you always come short.
Like, come on. I died to water because I gotten it to the other side. The grappling hook was there, and I retracted it. I was one block short, and I had a half a heart. So, I died. And no Minecraft player likes to see the "you died" screen.
Yeah, President Porker 1 took a bath for too long.
Yeah.
We're actually saving up to get him a computer so he can have his own Minecraft, Java. But until then, he's using my account. I don't mind it too much, though. Anyway.
Let's not look at the monkey anymore.
Yeah,
The
you're
monkey,
gone, boy.
shameful. Shameful.
Okay. Inchling. So.
I have never... I don't remember these. I don't remember these.
Never used this one.
Yeah, like, I never remember the powers for most of these, but like...
So, there's one, like, kind of bad, kind of good one. It's, you're 4 times smaller, meaning you're half a block tall. You have 5 hearts, and you do half the damage, and have 1 building range. And you have like a quarter of the attack range. But you are immune to thorns and velocity damage like Elytra and minecarts and stuff like that. You are not slowed down by berry bushes, cobwebs, or powdered snow, which all, again, don't do damage. You lose hunger slower. You can climb walls, which would help you get around. And you can ride other players.
B? B
No.
tier?
That is not B tier.
And what is
That
it?
is at least A tier, if not S.
Let's put it at A tier.
Okay.
Because it's not quite that good.
Okay. Now for his Axe's origin.
You forgot my name for a moment.
It's your screen name that I'm just now starting to do. I'll let you read this one off.
Alright, Porker. Porker. I'm getting used to saying Porker instead of real name.
Insert real name here.
Instead of insert real name here. Well, for the Dragonborn, you can breathe fireballs, which they don't have that much of a range, but they leave the little particles that the Ender Dragon does. You can light campfires and furnaces. So, like, if you throw a fireball at a furnace or a campfire, it lights them. And you have 2 more hearts and takes less damage. But you can only eat meat, and it takes extra damage when hit from behind. Now I think this is an S tier. What about you?
Well, let's see here. Yeah, this is probably an S tier. Because, well, don't really have much of a reason. It's just S tier.
Like, this only has two bad things with an abundance of good things.
Yeah. Now, let's get to the one that I really did not think I'd like that much, but I ended up liking. The Merlin. One of them that I said we'd cover earlier when we were talking about the Truffle. But you can breathe underwater. You can toggle the ability to have basically conduit power of like you can see underwater. You can break blocks underwater as if you were not. You have increased speed while swimming. You do not sink, meaning unless you like want to, you don't have to like sink down into the water.
Okay, because that would get aggravating.
Yeah, you have limited air on land.
That's another S tier.
And it swaps the respiration around to where you get longer breath on land and shorter, not shorter, and you can still breathe in the water.
S tier.
Yeah, it's very good compared to some other of the water-themed origins, which we may do in a part 2 if you guys like this one.
So please drop a like. We're desperate.
We're not desperate.
I'm desperate. I'm an attention grabber. Don't you know this, Porker? I'm an attention grabber. I'm desperate for attention.
Okay.
From not invisible. Why did I say invisible? From online people that I don't know.
Okay. Now this one, I think I already know what tier I'm going to put it in. If not, it'd be higher. But actually, okay, so it's the Enderian, this right here. You can throw pearls at any time that you do not take damage from. You still take damage if you throw a normal pearl. But it teleports you. You have longer reach of like 8 or 9 blocks, I'm pretty sure. But you can't touch water, and you can't see anything with a pumpkin on its head. Which doesn't really come into play unless you're playing on Halloween.
Add a tier.
Why?
God tier?
No. Just dropping in S tier.
Okay. Boo.
Okay. Second to last one. The Feline. Would you want to read this one off?
Yeah, this was gonna be my choice until I saw the Arachnid, which then we learned that it can't shoot cobwebs, so now it's the Dragonborn.
Yeah, unless we can't get the Dragonborn, and then it would probably be Feline.
Well,
anyway.
Feline doesn't take fall damage. It jumps higher when you sprint, and it has night vision, like always, even during the day.
Yeah.
It scares away creepers, and you can only mine stone when there are adjacent stone blocks, which is pretty weird, but okay. Yeah. And then it has 9 hearts. I'd rate this pretty A tier.
Yeah.
It's not quite S tier. Then, oh boy, the last one, Shulk.
Now, I've heard this one is usually pretty high up on lists. It just gets boring after a little while because there's not much that changes. But you have 9 extra inventory slots that you can open up with G. Well, whatever you have your primary ability set, keybind set to. And you don't lose anything from that if you die.
So, just put all your valuables in that you're not using. Like, you go mining, just put like your diamonds, emeralds.
Yeah. Has natural protection of like, I think, maybe 3 or 4 armor bars.
Like
no.
natural protection.
No, like 4 armor bars, like complete.
I was thinking you were like prop 4. No, okay.
Yeah. Prop 4 is like the equivalent of 2 armor bars.
Okay, so prot 8 technically.
Yeah.
You have infinite prot 8, so.
But it cannot use shields, and it loses hunger quicker.
Again, another A tier. Like.
Okay.
I'd use this.
Now, let's review the tier list before we're done with it. Monkey, absolute garbage.
Flaming garbage.
We created a new tier for it.
It's absolute smoking hot garbage.
Next, in F tier, we got the Truffle. It's really bad, but it's not quite hot, flaming garbage
It's
levels.
not exactly a dumpster fire. It's flaming garbage, not a dumpster fire.
Yeah. We have the Human and D, since there's stuff that's worse than it, but there's still stuff that's better than it.
In the C tier, we have Arachnid and Avian.
Which I would have called Arachnid B tier, but it's still...
Again, crafting cobwebs and climbing walls and only eating meat.
Again, I think it's pretty good, but Phantom, we decided to just agree on it and give it a B tier and not an A tier, which I'm kind of glad now, because if not, we'd have nothing in B tier.
Yeah, we need to have at least one in every slot.
Yeah. In A tier, we have the Feline, Shulk, Inchling, Piglin, Florian, Blazeborn, and Elitrian.
And then the tippy top of the line S tier, we got Dragonborn, Enderian, and Merlin.
But that's all for this episode. Well, it's an episode? I don't know, but that's all for this tier list. Again, if you guys like it enough, then we will create a part 2 ranking some other origins.
And make sure to watch his videos all the way through. It just really helps. It just really helps people a lot if you do that. And even if you don't like it at first, I mean, we should have said this at the beginning, because people who don't watch all the way through, I'm boring you. Sorry.
It's okay, but something I hate to say, but I'm gonna have to learn how to say it, so I'm gonna say it now, is if you like the video, please like and subscribe. It always helps. And to quote Dream, it helps a lot, and you can always change your mind.
Yeah.
But that will be all for this tier list.
Goodbye.